Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, Dizzy.
Merry Christmas, shitters full.
By the way, guys, anybody in here during the SAS, go vote for Nightmare Clowns.
Yeah.
Dizzy, Sykes, Lico.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other one's name. I'm so
them.
sorry. There's another one and I can't remember.
I think the second one is in there.
There's another name and I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But yes. Hey, Calvin. Merry Christmas.
Shitters full.
I think this is going to be the entire show.
I've watched Christmas Vacation like 20 million times this week already. No, it was last week. Sorry, it's last week.
Oh, and this week.
I love that movie.
We haven't watched my movie yet.
Nightmare. Which one?
I mean, yes, I like Nightmare Before Christmas, but
yeah.
No, Christmas Story.
Well, you always watch I always watch a Christmas Story on Halloween.
Christmas. Yeah, on Halloween.
I watch it on Halloween. No, I watch it on Christmas Day.
All day. Because they do the 24-hour one.
Well, no, TBS, they don't do it anymore. I don't think they do. TB or TNT or TBS. Was it TBS or something like that? They used to do it. The same channel that played Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, here we go. It's Disaster, Lico, Sykes, Munchie, and Artsy. They're going to be in the SAS. So, Nightmare Clowns, guys, definitely go vote.
When does it start? The 20th or something like that?
I thought it was like the 9th or the 12th.
Yeah. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
What's going on?
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone out there in the world of Facebook from the Batman. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Alan, do you watch South Park ever, too? Because I always think of I am the Bat Dad. The episode where...
I just like Bat Dad in general.
Well, the episode where Randy was they were in Little League and Randy was a drunken father who fought everybody.
The 12th is when voting starts.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, Nightmare Clowns, make sure go look for these names right here. TBS is running it now. Thank you, Calvin.
Good.
I knew that they did.
Good. I'm glad they're still doing it. We don't have traditional cable anymore. I use apps now and everything like that. So I just assume they won't do it anymore.
I will buy TBS just for that.
Well, they originally stopped. They stopped playing the Peanuts Christmas. They don't play.
That was a whole different reason.
Why? What was the reason?
Because people got all insulted and
woke. My God!
People got all offended by it.
I hate all that PC stuff, man. It's hey, Clown Morgue.
Thank you for jumping in.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Love that picture. By the way. Oh,
TikTok. I now
go by the name the Batman, because everybody on TikTok calls me in the Batman, and same thing with Instagram. Yeah, no, I've seen you on there as Batman. Yeah. It's awesome.
Sorry, I'm not trying to stare at you guys. Liz bought me. I'm still wrapping presents. Oh, we're all done. We actually.
Why is my brain going? It's Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking presents. Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking. That was Blink 182.
Was it? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I hate your guts. I hate your guts, and I'll never talk to you again. I'm not going to finish that.
Liz bought me a fancy beer set for.
Look at the glass. It's really cool.
And it also has a little line on there. I don't know if you guys can you see the line. That's where you're supposed to fill it up to. So I'm a beer snob. I'm a beer snob, and I just burped. Sorry.
Bet.
All right.
Bet.
Map. So.
All right, guys. So let's start with. Trigger warnings.
Yeah.
Explicit content.
We might make it to the barrels.
Yeah. Disclaimer. This presentation is for educational purposes only. How you use this information is your responsibility, and we will not be held accountable for any illegal activities. And under the fair use, another author may make limited use of the original author's work without asking permission. Pursuant to 17 U.S. Code 107, certain uses of copyrighted material for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research, is not an infringement of copyright.
I don't know if you guys can hear the booms, but our neighborhood is celebrating the birth of Jesus by blowing stuff up.
Let's blow shit up! And this video...
Wait, you gotta read that one in a special voice. Wait, let's go do it.
This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion is advised. Jello Biafra.
Jello Biafra's awful.
Jello, love me.
Hey, Jason Bradstreet.
Your daughter made out like a bandit, as
Nice.
she should.
I'm still waiting for my PS5.
Hey, Jason! How are you? So instead of buying him...
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, are you out of Facebook jail finally? Remember,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so, instead of buying him a
months ago, wasn't
PS4 or an Xbox, because I haven't been able to get them, I just bought him a lot of shit. Knives and stuff.
I got a whole stack of Gundams over here I got to build.
I bought him a Gundam. I bought him Starscream model kit.
Oh, that one's brutal. That one's gonna take us forever.
Hey, my Gundam's pretty brutal right now too.
Yeah, I don't like the master grade Gundams. And stuff
I like
it. I look, the entry grade model kits are cool, but for me, I like the detail and I like actually putting stuff together and taking my time with it. Unlike last night when I actually broke one of the pieces, one of his crowns.
Totally can't wrap presents for shit, so I usually go gift cards. I just go, hey, look, I got you something. Here you go.
We used to wrap everything in duct tape a lot. Then a packaging, then duct tape, or plastic over that, then duct tape, then more packaging.
Transformer, you'd be totally amazed what I want to see it.
What does it say? Say it.
He has Transformer stuff.
No, read the comment.
If you saw my question,
Transformers, you would be totally amazed. So what I have?
He's doing talk to text, so it's jumbling around.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was rereading it a different way. All right, guys. So let's get started. Oh. One more. I got to open a gift and I got a complete season of Alf. How cool!
How did you get that?
That is so cool.
How did they manage to find that? Is it on DVD?
I'm impressed.
It's got to be on VHS.
I'm impressed.
There's no way.
All right, so let's get started on some Jeffrey Dahmer, guys. So when we left off last week, or sometime last week, we were talking about
on
the murder
of Ruth Fleet Red.
Yeah, of Thomas.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice,
we finished off with talking about the murder of David Thomas at where he picked him up from the Grandview Mall, or Grand Avenue Mall, rather. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Sorry, ADHD.
I have my collection 2 of the rarest Transformers.
Primus and
Unicron. Oh, you have?
Do you have Unicronus?
No, it's the Primus and Unicron from what's the series that came out in like the late 90s or early 2000s? That's where you get Primus from. Yeah, those are hard to find. Now, have you
DVDs?
Really?
20 of them apparently.
Awesome.
Merry Christmas.
Now, if you want something real, I'm sorry, Al. I know we're gonna get through this real fast and you can answer in a little bit, but have you seen the Hasbro Unicron for the new series?
Go check out Imgo, the freaking geek himself.
Unicron comes up to my hip. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'1", 6'2", or somewhere around there. Unicron comes up to like right below my hip. That's how big he is. It's cool.
All right, so let's get back to Dahmer. Woo woo! Santa Claus is on his way. By the way, NORAD is tracking Santa already.
Satan Claus.
Hail Satin.
Have you? Okay, no, we're gonna keep going off on this. We need to actually get in this.
Okay, so we left off talking about David Thomas, who he picked up at the Grand Avenue Mall and persuaded to go back to his apartment with him. He was 22 years old. He actually didn't feel any attraction to him, but he didn't want him to wake up after sedating him because he was afraid he'd be angry. So he strangled him and dismembered his body. Logical, right? Okay, so let's get into the 1991 killings. He kind of went a little bit further with these ones. Okay, a lot further.
How much further can he go? No, he did go a lot
He
further.
went worse.
It's pretty brutal.
This is pretty brutal, guys. So, in February of 1991, Dahmer observed a 17-year-old named Curtis Strader standing on a bus stop or at a bus stop near Marquette University. According to Dahmer, he lured Strader into his apartment with an offer of money for posing nude for photos, with the added incentive of sex. Dahmer then drugged him, cuffed his hands behind his back, and strangled him to death with a leather strap. He then dismembered Strader, retaining his skull and hands and genitals, and the photographs that, he staged of the dismemberment process.
Why do I have Joe LaJoy stuck in my head right now?
I don't know.
The genitalia.
Show me your genitals.
Guns don't kill people. I kill people. That's right. Joe LaJoy's so awesome.
Show me your genitals. He's all.
Okay.
Anyway, so less than 2 months later, on April 7th, Dahmer encountered a 19-year-old named Errol Lindsay walking to get a key cut. So Lindsay was a heterosexual, and Dahmer lured him to his apartment where he drugged him, drilled a hole in his skull, and poured hydrochloric acid into it. This is where he's taking that step further. So, according to Dahmer, Lindsay awoke after this experiment, which Dahmer had conceived in hope of inducing a permanent, unresistant, submissive state in his victim. And Lindsay said, "I have a headache. What time is it?"
He essentially wanted to create zombies is what it was. Basically, a love zombie. He wanted to keep them around forever, and he was trying to find different ways of it.
Yeah.
He even went, the weird thing about what he did, the acid was one of the things, but the weird thing is, for me, I don't know why, but acid seems like it's something if you're going to crack open the skull with a drill, you're going to put acid in there, right? So figure out whatever you put in there. But the weird thing was that he tried boiling water too. I always thought that was odd. He tried
a lot of different things. So I got to get back over to here. Because he actually responded with a coherent sentence, "I have a headache. What time is it?" Dahmer drugged him again and then strangled him. And then he decapitated him and retained his skull. He flayed his body, placing the skin in a solution of cold water and salt for several weeks in the hopes of permanently retaining it. Reluctantly, he did dispose of his skin when he noted that it had become too frayed and brittle.
Salt pulls moisture, and you don't want to leave skin in there too long.
Yeah, he basically made jerky.
Unless he was going to make cracklins.
Yeah.
If he made cracklins, that would have been awesome. I mean, no, that would have been awesome. That would have been messed up. But he wasn't a chocolate factory. He did have some idea of what to do with food and stuff like that.
This is true.
So
let's get back over here. By 1991, fellow residents of the Oxford apartments had repeatedly complained to the building's manager, Sona Princewell, of the foul smells that were coming out of apartment 213. In addition to the sounds of falling objects and the occasional sound of a chainsaw. Princewell did contact Dahmer in response to these complaints on several occasions, although he initially excused the odors emanating from his apartment as being caused by his freezer breaking and rotting meat because of it. Basically, on later occasions, he informed Princewell that the reason for the resurgence of the odor was that several of his tropical fish had died recently, and that he would take care of the matter. Don't worry about it.
Now, the time in Minnesota. He was in Minnesota, wasn't it? Or Wisconsin. I always get them mixed up. I'm sorry. At the time, there was a lot of things. There's still a lot of issues with the less dead. People, sex workers and stuff like that. They really don't track them here. They go after them until there's a lot of dead. I mean, look at Gary Ridgway. But Dahmer didn't think of it that way. But the neighborhood that he was in was low income, and it was like Section 8 housing and stuff like that. And the authorities actually did think of it that way. They were like, that's not our problem over there. They're going to complain, but whatever, you know.
Also, keep in mind that when he was making these excuses, he doesn't think like us, obviously, but he doesn't. He doesn't think like your average human being. Okay,
You know,
he had a lot of different disorders, including schizotypal personality disorder, and they actually justify things differently than we do.
He obviously didn't have a lot of thoughts like we have, but I do think he did think like regular people did. And
no,
mostly.
I don't
because
mean
he
like
did have shame and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying the way that his brain justifies things is a little bit different than your average person.
His brain acts more like, it's obvious. Their brain, or his brain and brain of serial killers it's more like addiction.
Yeah,
it's addicts. They get their fix, they do what they got to do, and then while they're getting their fix, and so after they're in between time, that's when they're coming up with excuses. Especially with someone like Dahmer. Dahmer,
he was lonely.
He was lonely and didn't want to kill people. That's why he had to get completely wasted when he killed people.
Yes, he was. We actually covered that, I think, in the last episode. So, Jeffrey Dahmer at one time was in the United States military, but he was discharged. He actually was not discharged for the sexual assault. Mm-hmm. He was discharged for being an alcoholic.
And
in fact, I have a picture.
I think he got like an honorable discharge or something like that.
So this is him passed out in his barracks.
In Germany.
In Germany. He was shit-faced.
Yep.
And that after that incident was actually when he was discharged. But you are correct. He was accused of sexual assault, but it never stayed.
What?
So he says it was not. No. It wasn't Dahmer. It was
No, that was Otis Toole.
Yes, that was Otis Toole. That he actually did kill Adam Walsh.
No, yeah, Otis Toole in 1981 or 80. Mm-hmm. Otis Toole, who was also Henry Lee Lucas.
With Henry Lee Lucas.
Henry Lee Lucas's lover.
Mm-hmm.
Otis Toole, and it took him a while to figure it out, but when he finally did come clean with it, they actually found the footage.
But you are correct; he was accused of it at one point.
Yeah, he was accused of it, but it was Otis Toole who did it, and they actually were able to because so much time passed, there was no real evidence. They were actually able to link things up with like some security cameras and stuff like that.
The pie's almost done.
Okay.
It needs to go just a little bit longer.
Yep.
So, Alan says, I was a little boy when Adam Walsh was killed in Miami, Florida. Me and my family were living in Coral Gable. Wow. So yeah, that was definitely on the news where you were.
Yeah.
That. I know something good came out of that, but that's horrible.
It takes a major tragedy like that basically to create a Batman.
And
I'm sorry, but it really does. That's what John Walsh basically became. He still to this day
he became a legal vigilante.
Mm-hmm. No, he did.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find a way to phrase it properly.
Yeah, he became Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint paradox or the Flashpoint.
Yeah, but Thomas was willing to do some real damage.
Well, yeah, but still, he was Thomas Wayne.
All right. So on the afternoon of May 26, 1991, Dahmer encountered a 14-year-old Laotian teenager named Konarak Synthasophone. I know I said that wrong. Hey, Angie.
Hey, Angie. What's
Merry
going on?
Christmas.
Shitter's full. I love saying that. I put that meme on Angie's
let me show you a picture of
page on her thread today.
Konarak. This is Konarak. He's a Laotian teenager that immigrated here with his family. He was 14 there.
Mm-hmm.
So unknown to Dahmer, he was actually the younger brother of the boy that he had molested in 88.
Wow.
He approached the youth with an offer of money to accompany him to his apartment to pose for Polaroid pictures. According to Dahmer, Konarak was initially reluctant to the proposal before changing his mind and accompanying him to his apartment, where he posed for 2 pictures in his underwear before Dahmer drugged him and performed oral sex on him.
Talk about 5 degrees of separation right there.
6. Yep.
No, this is his brother. I mean, it's actually more like 1 degree of separation.
Really?
So, what happened?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was jumping back into this thing. I know there's more to Adam Walsh's father then you realize I feel sorry for his dad losing his
Yeah.
son. But there's more that you don't. Well, yeah. We'll get into that a little bit later. I don't know how to approach it right now. Yeah.
I was born in 1971. I do remember all the crimes happened from time was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he became an adult. So
yeah.
See, I was born in the 80s and like mid 80s. And I even remember a lot of the messed up things that were happening through the late 80s into the 90s.
The peak of being a serial killer was actually like 1970.
Oh yeah,
7 some runner, I think. Stephen P. Kitty Cat.
Hey,
hello.
Meow.
Meow.
Merry Christmas to the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Where's the Advil?
Hallelujah.
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 Sykes, what's up? Sorry, I was screaming in your
Sykes,
ear.
that was loud. Hello again, guys. Go vote for Nightmare Clowns, the SAS. Do it. You got Sykes, you got Disaster, you got Lico, you've got Artsy, and you got Munchie.
Yep.
I'm getting better at this. Merry Krampusnacht. That was 3 nights ago, but I agree.
Ja, it's Krampusnacht.
The Krampusnacht.
Yeah. You want to go take over the German government, Mr. Krampus, with the Krampusnacht? That didn't happen. I'm making stuff up right now. Stay on track here. Okay.
I'm not trying to alarm you, but there's a squirrel behind you, both of y'all.
Yeah.
Squirrel! All right. So let's get back into this. So, again, he drugged, we're going to say his first name because his last name's even harder, Conorak.
Mr.
And
Laotian.
he performed
oral sex on him while
reverse Aramatio.
Wait, what? Oh,
Reverse
God,
Aramatio.
that's aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you've heard of power bottoms and stuff like that, right? I mean,
That's
but
a power top?
a power Aramatio? That's acceptable. That's really aggressive.
Yeah. So on this occasion, Dahmer drilled a hole into his head, into his skull, through which he injected hydrochloric acid into the frontal lobe. So before Synthesomphone fell unconscious, Dahmer led the boy into his bedroom, where the body of 31-year-old Tony Hughes, whom Dahmer had killed 3 days earlier, lay naked on the floor. According to Dahmer, he believed that Synthesomphone saw this body, yet did not react to seeing the bloated corpse, likely because of the effects of the sleeping pill that he had ingested and the hydrochloric acid that was injected into his brain.
It wasn't just, he basically, in the frontal lobe, it's like, where's the frontal, like right there? It's like right here, isn't it? Like,
frontal lobe is over here.
No, but they go in through this. If you want to do a lobotomy, actually, they put an ice pick in the eye right there in the corner and go up and fiddle around.
But he drilled down this way.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, like even from that, like he's gonna be walking around like a zombie. Hello,
hi. That is Russian. I wish I knew how to say hello in Russian, but hello. So yeah, he drilled a hole in his head.
Yeah.
I always loved a good drill, and it makes me feel good after a few drinks. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So, Synthesomphone soon became unconscious, whereupon Dahmer drank several beers while laying alongside him before leaving his apartment to go drink at the bar and purchase more booze.
The crazy thing is how comfortable all these serial killers get, and they do stuff like that. Bundy, Kemper literally murdered the Asian girl. What's her name? I can't think of the name.
I can't remember her name. It was like
the
Alice,
one he considered the one he like said it was like fishing.
I think right? Alice or something was her name.
Something along those lines. The one he's like I caught a big fish.
Yeah,
so basically. I had to go celebrate. He literally murders her, then goes to his favorite bar, the jury room, which there is nothing but cops there. And proceeds to have a drink with cops with the dead body in his trunk.
He's like, cheers!
Yeah.
Clink!
almost hit me in the face.
Sorry.
But yeah, the just how comfortable these guys get after this, you know, and then just so
it's difficult to wrap a 3-pound candy bar. I would imagine so. So, in the early morning hours of May 27th, 1991, Dahmer returned to his apartment to discover Synthesophone sitting naked in the corner or on the corner of 25th and State, talking in Laotian with 3 distressed young women standing nearby. Dahmer approached the women and told them that Synthesophone, whom he referred to as John Hmong, was his friend and attempted to lead him to his apartment by the arm. The 3 women dissuaded Dahmer and explained that they had already called 911. Upon the arrival of the Milwaukee police officers, John Balserzak and Joseph Gabrish, police officers, Dahmer's demeanor relaxed. He told the officers that Synthesophone was his 19-year-old boyfriend and that he had just had too much to drink following a quarrel. And he frequently behaved in this manner when intoxicated. Dahmer added that his lover had consumed Jack Daniels that evening.
The crazy thing is, how did he...
He got relaxed by the police.
He had a freaking hole in his head, and he was still out there doing this.
Well, so...
But the cops didn't even think anything about the drill hole that's going... Like, the literal hole in his head.
I wonder how tiny it was. Like, I wonder the size of the bit that he was using.
Well, I guess there'd probably be, like, a scab or coagulation from blood, but
at the
same time...
The hair could have covered it up.
Well, and he did say they had a spat, so it probably they assume it got physical. And then them being them, they were like, "Well, it's just a gay spat. It's just these 2 dudes who have sex with each other got in a fight. It's not our business." Yep.
Hold on. So, Dizzy, it's difficult to wrap a 3-pound candy bar. Eat half of it.
Angie's, you're awesome.
Found the private body parts in Dahmer's fridge. Well, that does happen a little bit later.
Oh no, he found it in his dresser. He actually preserved them.
He preserved them and spray painted them.
Yeah. No, the one I think he spray painted actually. Well, we'll get to it, but it's yeah.
Oh, thank you. They're actual candy canes. I'll eat them later.
They're the candy canes I don't like. Candy canes have to be peppermint.
These are cherry.
Yeah.
I also have cotton candy ones because cotton candy canes are my favorite.
Stop. Candy canes have to be peppermint. That's just.
And I want to.
That's state law, right, Sykes? Here in California, candy canes have to be peppermint. That's state law in California.
I don't know what flavor this is yet, but it's green. It's my favorite color.
It's flavor green. Like, you know, when you went to go get Kool-Aid and you're like, I want purple Kool-Aid. That's my flavor.
I like the blue one.
I don't. All Kool-Aid tastes the same to me, and it actually does remind me of my childhood. So it's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alan says, "Damn, I knew Jeffrey Dahmer was weird and bizarre and kinky, but holy shit, I didn't think he was that weird."
Oh no, yeah, he's out there. Yes, I told you it's state law in California.
Candy canes got to be peppermint, and Dahmer likes special candy canes.
Yeah,
they're spray painted. I'm sure glad I didn't drink Jeffrey Dahmer's Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's a different taste right there.
Jeffrey Dahmer's Kool-Aid. At least it wasn't Jim Jones's Kool-Aid.
He did, dude. I'll say this one thing about Jim Jones. Right, he could take someone out with one punch. Didn't. That's different.
Pretty damn good. Except for that penny taste out.
Yeah, there's a weird stored in
the aftertaste.
There's a weird stored in the warehouse flavor to that.
So, okay, the 3 women were exacerbated, and when one of the trio attempted to indicate to one of the officers, both of whom had observed no injuries beyond a scrape on Synthesophone's knee and believed him to be intoxicated. That Synthesophone had blood upon his testicles.
He's a naked...
And was bleeding from his rectum.
He's a naked 19-year-old.
He was 14.
14, I'm sorry.
But, listen, she tried to tell the police... What are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
She tried to tell the police that, hey, look, his balls are bleeding. And he's also bleeding from his rectum. And that he was actually trying to struggle against Dahmer's attempts to walk him back to the apartment before their arrival. The officer told her harshly to butt out and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And not to interfere.
That's that right there.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. They just did not care, you know.
Oh, yeah. So shortly, you know what? We got to go to commercial, guys.
Yeah.
So give me one moment here. We will be right back.
This is Mikey from Out of the Ordinary, and you're watching PBDC TV.
Oh, hi! First thing in the morning, when I'm listening to music and getting a little bit of time for some creepy research, I'm always representing with my PBDC merch. What a better way to have a cup of coffee in the morning.
Don't forget to check out our other cool merch at rootsbleedred.com. That's rootsbleedred.com.
This is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
That damn diva dino. All right, so it's officially Christmas Day here on the East Coast. Merry Christmas! We're not on the East Coast, but I'm reading that.
You guys are in the future.
All right, okay.
What did
I would doubt it. Jeffrey Dahmer would be like me, myself, and Irene in a hotel room scene.
Well,
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Just
Oh, there we go. I wouldn't doubt it that Jeffrey Dahmer would be like me, myself, and Irene in the motel scene with a special candy cane.
Did you have fun? Oh, yes, I did have fun.
I bet you want to try some candy cane things, don't you, boss man? He's talking to Sykes.
The best part of Me, Myself, and Irene was when he just kept going off on the dildo. And then, like, Renee Zellweger looks over at him and she goes, it wasn't for me. And then he's in the bathroom just washing his.
Yep.
Yeah. I freaking love that movie.
Gosh, I'm burning up, guys.
And Liz is getting naked. We're getting views.
Okay, can you see it on the screen?
Your big ass titties? No.
I'm sorry, guys. Let's take the candy canes out for a minute.
Take
Right.
the warlocks out, guys.
I'm burning up. All right, tank top. All right, so this is why I wear tank tops under things, guys. I can't find the.
I wonder. Well, that's not what it says in here.
All right, so I didn't get to that comment yet. I'm so sorry. What? What does a gynecologist and a pizza delivery guy have in common? They can smell it, but they can't eat it.
Well, if you're brave,
they shouldn't.
If you're brave, don't do that, because if that's kind of like not like.
Can I give you a candy cane so you can freshen your breath? All right. So shortly after the arrival of the Milwaukee police officers,
I read that as Milwaukee flu.
3 members of the Milwaukee Fire Department arrived at the scene. These individuals also examined synthosophone for injuries and provided a yellow blanket for the police officers to cover him with.
Yeah, he's definitely bleeding from his ass. There's something going on here. There is something amiss here. You police officers should go over here and check this person out.
Well, so one of the 3 believed that he needed treatment, but the police officers direct the fire department personnel to leave.
How do they direct?
Shortly thereafter, Officer Richard Poryubkin arrived at the scene. He and Garbish followed by Balcerzak, escorted Dahmer and his fake boyfriend, Synthosophone, to Dahmer's apartment, as Dahmer reportedly commented on the general crime in the neighborhood and his appreciation for the police walking him back. When inside his apartment, and in an effort to verify his claim that he and Synthosophone were lovers, Dahmer showed the officers the 2 semi-nude Polaroids that he had taken of him the previous evening. Though Balcerzak said he smelled nothing unusual, Gabarish later stated that he noted a strange scent reminiscent of excrement inside the apartment. The odor emanated from the decomposing body of Tony Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
Dahmer stated that to investigate this odor, one of the officers simply peeked his head through the bedroom door, but didn't take a very good look. The officers then left with a departing remark to Dahmer, "Take good care of him."
So
this incident was listed as a domestic dispute afterwards.
So here's the thing. EMTs, firemen, and police officers all know what dead bodies smell like.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't
care. Like, this isn't our business. And they walked away.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did. Not even just, this isn't our business. It's like, this doesn't matter to us.
They didn't care.
And I'm not doing this whole what are police thing here, but these guys needed to be held accountable for, and at the time, because there was there's a couple more times where cops go to his house.
Look, there's good cops, there's bad cops, just like there's good people in every situation in life. And specifically, it seems like Balcerzak and even Gabarish, but Gabarish seemed to be paying a little bit more attention. But specifically, Balcerzak really needed to be held accountable.
I want to say that these police officers actually went and a couple of them were joking around about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
thinking
it was funny that look what we found, some naked 19-year-old and his boyfriend having to fight, stuff like that. You know, but it's just one of those things. It's like where I brought up earlier about the less dead. Mm-hmm. Dahmer actually wasn't there because he was finding victims. He literally didn't think about them being like less dead or whatnot. He was there because he was just he could afford it, and he was lonely. And but the police officers at this time was like, the area was not a good area. It was, like I said, it was all Section 8 housing. It was all whatever, and they were like, "This isn't our business. Let's just get the fuck out of here."
Mm-hmm. So, upon the departure of the police officers from the apartment, Dahmer again injected the hydrochloric acid into Synthesomophone's brain. On this second occasion, the injection actually proved fatal. The following day, May 28th, Dahmer took a day's leave from work to devote himself to dismembering the bodies of both Synthesomophone and Hughes. He retained both victims' skulls. On June 30th, Dahmer traveled to Chicago, where he encountered a 20-year-old named Matt Turner at a bus station. Turner accepted Dahmer's offer to travel to Milwaukee for a professional photo shoot. At the apartment, Dahmer drugged and strangled him and then dismembered him, placing his head and internal organs in separate plastic bags in the freezer.
I want to say
and
that
Turner was never reported missing.
Well, I think he was picked up at when Dahmer went there to Chicago. I can't pronounce it right. Chicago, Chi-Town. He went there for a gay pride parade, and he picked him up there.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
Hold on. So,
excuse me. I'm sorry. I had a burp.
No way, Tic Tac Boy. Did he have a hot dog buns for the body parts that he was eating? All right. Much love, boss man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Liz and Frank, for the support as we go through SAS. Much love and respect. Merry Christmas. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are freaking awesome. And thank you guys for your support of us.
Yep.
You guys are going to rock it. Definitely. Yep. So here we go. 5 days later, on July 5th, Dahmer lured 23-year-old Jeremiah Weinberger from a Chicago bar to his apartment on the promise of spending the weekend with him. He drugged Weinberger and twice injected boiling water into his skull.
Yeah, this is the one right here.
Sending him into a coma from which he died 2 days later.
Okay, so the crazy thing is sulfuric acid, you live. Boiling water, it fucks you up.
Apparently.
Well, it's probably because of the fact that sulfuric acid is just going to cauterize whatever and do whatever there. And then, but boiling water is going to literally raise the temperature of the brain and cook it. So, hello!
Merry Christmas to you too, Chris!
Feliz on my balls too, man. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Feliz Navidad.
I'm sorry. Just to reference Chris the Ross man. We back in high school, we were in choir and we had to sing Feliz Navidad, but my buddies and me went in the back because I was a lead bass and he was a baritone, and we all the baritones and basses would get together and we would sing Feliz on my balls.
Hopefully not in that tone.
We did it with the accent, but not the tone. No, we matched tone, because if you didn't match pitch, the director would hear us and then we get in trouble.
Dizzy says that he doesn't think Dahmer did all this alone. Even Dahmer said he had a second person. No. You may actually be thinking of Gacy. Gacy's the one who said he had a second person.
Gacy didn't say he had a second person, but he did. No, he didn't.
No, actually, he said, did you get the other guys?
That's all he said. He didn't say I have second people. And then they kind of decipher some things through his letters later on, that one of the guys worked for Gacy was on the Chicago Ripper crew. Mm-hmm. The guys who went around murdering and raping people. He was one of the Chicago Rippers, who was also one of Gacy's workers. Can't
go a year without listening to Feliz Navidad.
You can't.
Yes, Jose Felicianos. So Feliz Navidad, actually.
I like this song though.
Hey, Carl.
Hey.
Sex and guns. They're covered the usual. Excuse you. You were supposed to be over here talking about Bosnia.
Yeah, you were supposed to be over here almost getting COVID with us, like we did last year. We literally got COVID last year. Not from Carl. Carl was fine. Actually,
oh, you're fine.
The crazy thing is no, you're fine, man. You're fine. I like the discussion and stuff like that. You know.
You know what? It's fine because it's easy to get all these serial killers facts kind of mixed up.
They do run together. Like there a lot of them have a lot of the same traits and a lot of they definitely all have
There's a lot of them.
A lot of common psychological issues and stuff like that. Like definitely all of the vast majority of serial killers are narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sorry.
This guy right here was here when we got COVID, and he did not get COVID. We got COVID. And Carl got tested the same night we got tested.
Mm-hmm. And they threw my test away.
Yeah.
Fuck faces. Same with Elvis Presley's Here Comes Santa Claus. You know what I haven't listened to this year? Waitresses.
I like
Bah humbug.
but-
That's too strong. It is my favorite.
Oh
holiday.
yeah. But I do like, the old Christmas songs from the 50s and stuff like that. There's like
You mean like
something-
No Means No? I mean, Baby It's Cold Outside?
whatever, it's still a rad song. Well,
I
baby,
really
it's cold.
can't stay.
What's like Sean Connery said?
She's like, but baby, it's cold outside. No, I really got to go home. But baby, it's cold outside. Dude, I live right around the corner.
No,
No, seriously, it's cold outside. Come on in.
no, it's like Sean Connery said. 50 no's and 1 yes is still yes.
Still yes. I'm still. He's still in disbelief that.
A hole in some.
Yeah,
Well, the
he did
crazy
it
thing
several
is
times, and
he got
just
them.
kept doing it.
He got them really messed up and drugged or whatever, and then he started drilling the hole. So they didn't exactly move around. And then once you get to a certain point in your head, you actually don't feel. I want to say you don't feel them poking around in your brain when they're doing brain surgery.
Wham does a good Christmas song.
Wake me up before your Christmas and
Last-
Christmas, 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 Christmas.
No.
I don't know.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day,
Is he talking about
you gave it away.
Was he talking about the guy he met in the glory hole in the restroom?
That's when he died.
No, that's how he got caught. That's how he was outed in the 90s. I remember that.
53-year-old with asthma and diabetes didn't get it. I bet Fauci hates me.
We're Fauci's
Dustin!
we're Fauci approved here. Carl was like, no Fauci. Okay, we gotta get
we
back
gotta
on track.
get back here.
We got 10 minutes.
Okay. Anyway, so again, Jeremiah Weinberger died from the boiled water going into his skull. On July 15th, Dahmer encountered 24-year-old Oliver Lacey at the corner of 27th and Kilbourne. Lacey agreed to Dahmer's ruse of posing nude for photographs and accompanied him to his apartment where the pair engaged in tentative sexual activity before Dahmer drugged him.
Wait.
On this occasion, Dahmer intended to prolong the time he spent with Lacey while alive. After unsuccessfully attempting to render Lacey unconscious with chloroform, he phoned his workplace to request a day of absence. This was granted, although the next day he was suspended. After strangling Lacey, Dahmer had sex with the corpse before dismembering it. He placed Lacey's head and heart in the refrigerator and his skeleton in the freezer. 4 days later, on July 19th, Dahmer received word that he was fired. Upon receiving this news, Dahmer lured a 25-year-old to his apartment, Joseph Braidhoft. Braidhoff was strangled and left lying on Dahmer's bed covered with a sheet for 2 days. On July 21st, Dahmer removed these sheets to find his head covered in maggots, whereupon he decapitated the body, cleaned the head, and placed it in the refrigerator. He later acidified Braidhoff's torso along with those of the 2 other victims that he killed within the previous month.
The crazy thing is how used to the smell of death that this guy was.
Apparently.
You can imagine, like, that's not. I mean, a lot of the serial killers, with the exception of Ted Bundy.
Don't play with glory holes. I almost lost an eye. Sykes almost lost an eye that way. There was no disclaimer warning me that you would sing Wham. I'm reporting you. I didn't say I was singing well either.
I can sing
so.
Wham.
Hello again.
Hello. He might be a bot.
I think Vorong from 2 different people would be bots.
Yeah, Vorong.
But that's okay. Hello anyway.
Or it might
you
be
might not be a bot.
It might be a troll finding out something dirty to say in Russian, and we just put it up.
That's cool. I don't care. I don't know what it says. Is banging dead people grounds for termination? Maybe in California.
No, actually, I don't think.
Actually, I think in California there would be some kind of like activist group saying that it's okay to do necrophilia.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably like a necronambla or something like that. That's evil. That is evil. That could be a badass freaking death metal song right there, necronambla.
So Disney sticks long pointy things in his nostrils.
Chopsticks. I can't. Crazy thing is, I can't. If I have pho or ramen, I have to have chopsticks. That's the only way I can eat it.
Strasvotia.
Yes.
He's responding.
Happy.
He's responding.
A happy Stras Vatur or to you too, Carl.
He's responding to the other guy speaking in Russian.
I know.
Jeez. All right, so arrest and capture. Ooh, do we want to get into this? It's high in Russian, by the way.
Why is there a period in the middle of it?
I don't know. Stop asking me questions.
Russian dialect is interesting.
I don't know anything from A to backwards R, okay?
I wasn't going to say that.
I don't.
It's actually a pretty neat dialect. Anyway.
It is. Would you stop? So I'm going to get a little bit into the capture, and then we're probably going to cover it again, so I'll cover it.
Okay, I know you want me to stop here real fast, but I want to mention something. I want to put this out here. This is the reason why it took me so long to put notes together on Dahmer, because he is the iconic American serial killer. When you think of serial killers, this is what you think of, is right here. You did the dirty stuff to bodies, you murdered things, and then you ate them, and then you did the stuff to the corpses. Because of that, there's so much stuff on him.
Spitting on me.
You didn't complain about it earlier.
I love you. Anyway, I love you too. On July 22nd, 1991, Dahmer approached three men with an offer of $100 to accompany him to his apartment to pose nude in photographs, drink beer, and simply keep him company. One of the trio, 32-year-old Tracy Edwards, agreed to accompany him to his apartment. Upon entering Dahmer's apartment, Edwards noticed a foul odor and several boxes of hydrochloric acid on the floor, which Dahmer claimed to use for cleaning bricks. After some minor conversation, Edwards responded to Dahmer's request to turn his head and view his tropical fish, whereupon Dahmer placed a handcuff upon his wrist. When Edwards asked, "What's happening?" Dahmer unsuccessfully attempted to cuff his other wrist. That was a gun.
No, sorry.
That was a gun.
We just heard gunshots outside.
Yeah, that was actually a gun. Then told Edwards to accompany him to the bedroom to pose for those pictures. While inside the bedroom, Edwards noted male posters on the wall and that a videotape of The Exorcist 3 was playing. He also noted a blue 57-gallon drum in the corner from which a strong odor was emanating. Dahmer then brandished a knife and informed Edwards that he intended to take nude pictures of him. In an attempt to appease Dahmer, Edwards unbuttoned his shirt, saying that he would allow him to do so if he would remove the handcuffs and put the knife away. In response to this promise, Dahmer simply turned his attention towards the TV. Edwards observed Dahmer rocking back and forth and chanting before his attention came back to him. He placed his head on Edwards' chest, listened to his heartbeat, and with the knife pressed against his intended victim, informed Edwards that he intended to eat his heart. In continuous attempts to prevent Dahmer from attacking him, Edwards repeated that he was Dahmer's friend and that he was not going to run away. Edwards had decided he was going to either jump from the window or run through the unlocked front door upon the next available opportunity. When Edwards next stated he needed to use the restroom, he asked if he could sit with a beer in the living room.
Yeah.
Where there was air conditioning. So Dahmer consented, and the pair walked into the living room, and Edwards exited the bathroom. Inside the living room, Edwards waited until he observed Dahmer having a momentary lapse of concentration before requesting to use the bathroom again. When Edwards rose from the couch, he noted that Dahmer was holding the handcuffs, whereupon Edwards punched him in the face and knocked him off balance and ran out the front door.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Should we talk?
I'm talking right now.
We're talking right now. Blink_year. Did Dahmer, what is it?
Did Dahmer get arrested with something in his mouth while choking? Maybe.
Oh, God, the picture right there. We got to show this.
Oh, I will. I'm going to save it.
I know. Actually, we're getting there. We're almost done. And we're definitely going to have a part 2 because the court trial. The trial takes there's a lot of stuff to that. Not part 2, part 15 or something like that. What are we
4.
at? 4. Could we
Right.
finish with part 4?
I don't know. So at 11:30 p.m. on July 22nd, Edwards flagged down 2 Milwaukee police officers, Robert Routh and Rolf Mueller,
Wolf.
at the corner of North 25th Street. The officers noted Edwards had a handcuff attached to his wrist, whereupon he explained to the officers that a freak had placed the handcuffs on him and asked the police officers if they could remove them. When the officers' handcuffs key failed to fit the brand of handcuffs, Edwards agreed to accompany the officers to the apartment where Edwards stated that he had spent the previous 5 hours before having escaped.
Jesus Christ. So that went on. All that went on.
For hours.
Hours.
Yeah. So when the officers and Edwards arrived at apartment 213, Dahmer invited them inside and acknowledged that he indeed placed the handcuffs on Edwards, although he offered no explanation as to why he had done so. At this point, Edwards divulged to the officers that Dahmer had also brandished a large knife upon him and that this happened in the bedroom. Dahmer made no comment to this revelation, indicating to one of the officers, Mueller, that the key to the handcuffs was in the bedside dresser. As Mueller entered the bedroom, Dahmer attempted to pass Mueller to himself retrieve the key, whereupon the second officer, Routh, informed him that he needed to back off.
Yeah, these 2 officers actually were pretty good.
They were doing their job.
They were doing their jobs, and they were good cops.
So, in the bedroom, Mueller noted that there was indeed a large knife beneath the bed. He also saw an open drawer, which, upon closer inspection, contained scores of Polaroid pictures, many of which were human bodies in various stages of dismemberment and decomposition.
Yeah.
Mueller noted that the decor indicated that they had been taken in the apartment in which they were standing in. Mueller also walked into the living room to show them to his partner, uttering the words, these are for real. So when Dahmer saw that Mueller was holding several of his Polaroids, he fought with the officers in an effort to resist arrest. The officers quickly overpowered him, cuffed his hands behind his back, and called a second squad car for backup. At this point, Mueller opened the refrigerator to reveal the freshly severed head of a black male on the bottom shelf. As Dahmer lay pinned on the floor beneath Routh, he turned his head towards the officers and muttered the words, "For what I did, I should be dead."
Oh, yeah.
Well, it happened. A more detailed search of the apartment conducted by the Milwaukee Police Criminal Investigation Bureau revealed a total of 4 severed heads in Dahmer's kitchen, a total of 7 skulls, some painted, some bleached, were also found in the bedroom and in the closet. In addition, investigators discovered collected blood drippings upon a tray at the bottom of Dahmer's refrigerator, plus 2 human hearts, and a portion of arm muscle, each wrapped inside plastic bags upon shelves. In Dahmer's freezer, investigators discovered an entire torso, plus a bag of human organs and flesh stuck to the ice at the bottom.
So organ meat is supposed to be the best meat to eat, right? Like, because there's actually is there a lot of vitamins, or
there's a lot of iron in it usually.
Yeah, so there you go. He just let it get freezer burn. That's all. And boys and girls, shit like this is why the shower and the bed are only the 2 places that I don't have my friend Nadia Glock on my hip. You named your gun Nadia.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
I would have named my gun Funzo. My Ruger. I have a Ruger.
I'm not going to say Funzo. I'm sorry. That gun is not named Funzo. It is not happening. No.
Carl, real fast, Carl, your gun's a 9mm, right? I think you said it was.
Well, okay. So
I think it was. I'm sorry.
So here we go, guys. This is Hazmat pulling out one of the drums that has bodies in it.
Now, this is a black and white photo, but on camera, on the news feeds, this was completely color. And
that was yellow outfits.
I remember this.
Blue drums. And
I remember coming home and my dad had this on the news, and this is what I saw the first thing. And I was like, what the hell? And then I want to say I was in 4th grade or 5th grade or something like that, and my dad was like, they killed some people here, and we talked for a second about it, and he's all, this is bad. Well, then we kept watching it though.
In the bathroom, the mighty bedroom, Dahmer almost choked. Okay.
Oh, you're right. It was Red Alert. I'm sorry, Command and Conquer and everything like that. Yeah. I used to play that game a lot. I forgot. You're so right.
Elsewhere in apartment 213, investigators discovered 2 entire skeletons, a pair of severed hands, 2 severed and preserved penises, a mummified scalp, and in the 57-gallon drum, 3 further dismembered torsos dissolving in acid solution. A total of 74 Polaroid pictures detailing the dismemberment of Dahmer's victims were found. In reference to the recovery of body parts and artifacts at the location, the chief medical examiner later stated, it was more like dismantling someone's museum than an actual crime scene.
Yeah, sorry, I'm fiddling with stuff. So.
You can hear that over the microphone.
Yeah, it was. I want to say he actually had we can do that next week or Sunday.
I'm looking. Hold on.
Yeah, that'll be enough for Sunday.
All right, guys. So
no, but yeah, I want to say he actually had like a whole altar of stuff that he had put together. I mean, So,
oh yeah.
What are you?
I'm highlighting it.
Oh, okay. All
right.
I
know where we left off.
So next Thursday, is it Thursday or?
Yeah, I believe it's next Thursday. We're going to be doing the Victorian ghost stories that we should have been doing like yesterday.
We
but
had some things come up.
Let's be real. We're all busy right now.
Yeah.
And so
we just don't have the time right now.
It ended up making it. We're going to do it on Thursday, which is fine.
The New Year's Eve. So, yeah. And we'll be talking about that. We're doing our ghost stories. And then what else do we have coming up? We're going to...
Makes me wonder why I keep a penis that makes me cringe.
We're going to... I think we'll finish...
Okay, so I'm a reasonably tough guy and have many guns. But that said, my comment on Dahmer is ew.
Carl, I know you're busy and stuff like that. So I'll just say right now, I actually think Dahmer is actually very tragic.
A little bit, yeah.
If a lot of factors, I know hindsight's 2020, but when you look back and you see factors that happened in his life, if those didn't happen and they actually got him help, medicated,
he may not have been.
He wouldn't have done this. No, there's 90% chance he would not have done this, because when they did get him medicated in prison, and you watch his interviews and stuff like that in prison, he's actually more coherent and he's there. When he's out of it, all this stuff happening, he was not medicated in any shape or form. He was what was he?
Schizotypal. He was borderline personality, psychotic disorder. Schizotypal. And there was another term that they had used that I didn't actually agree with. The way that they had said it, but it was in there. It was like schizoid something.
No, that's actually a proper term. I think that's a term for the schizoid something is they actually confused with autism. They did. And that's actually what they were saying that he probably had. And basically, if his parents treated him right and he actually had medication, and like I said, I know hindsight's 2020, but if he was medicated, I think he would not have done these things.
Psychologically, a lot of these guys can't handle human contact, so they objectify people. Same with pedos. Yeah. So, I just got to say right now, we're going to stop this right now and go to something more pleasant. We have a word from some of our friends over at Pride Combat.
Yep.
You
got to share the video.
I'm going to. I haven't yet. So,
give us a second. Sorry.
Give us just 1 second. You guys are going to love this. If you guys, you guys remember,
share.
I know how to do this stuff. So, if you guys remember, we had an interview. Stop.
Not now. The best Gundam.
Please stop. All right, I'm going to throw things. So I want you guys to check this out. A word from Pride Combat, and Dragos from Monsters is Real. This is going to be about 11 minutes, guys. Also, real fast, I am going to touch base on this. They thought about releasing, Disney says they thought about releasing his uncle, and luckily that got stopped. We will be talking to Disney, by the way, about his uncle pretty soon. So stay tuned on that. Ready, guys? I need to do this.
Hello, my friends. It's your old buddy Dragos, and I wanted to bring to you a special holiday message. Now, I don't know what holiday you celebrate. Maybe it's Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Ramadan, or whatever, Diwali, whatever holiday you celebrate. We want to tell you happy holidays. This is a time for gift giving, for remembering your loved ones, for being grateful for everything you have. And it is also a time to look out for creepy crawlies. Yes, that's right. There are monsters out there in the snow waiting to get you. Every single one of you, no matter where you are. You got to be careful. So today, for Christmas, your old buddy Dragos is going to help you to identify any kind of scary creatures that might be lurking about out there. Now, let's start with the easy one. Everybody seems to know about Krampus, right? This is a half-goat man who goes around. He works with Santa Claus. That's what's really scary. If you're good, you get gifts from Santa. But if you're bad, this guy comes in and beats you with sticks. And then if you're really bad, he's going to put you in the basket on his back and take you down to hell. He might just take a few bites out of you. That's one of the ones, though, that everybody knows. There's another one. This is in parts of Bavaria and Austria. He is known as Belsnickel. He's kind of similar. Belsnickel is an old man who also works with Santa, but he is clad in dirty furs, and he's kind of dirty. He's a lot like a Santa Claus, but he'll just crack you with a whip if you don't act right. He's a little nicer, and at least he's the guy who won't leave hoof prints all over everything in the living room, you know? Okay, next one, we're going to go up to, is in Iceland. That is Iceland up there. That's why it's called Iceland. They don't have Santa Claus. What they have instead, this is Frau Parcha. Now, this is an old witch. She come around. Sometimes she would disguise herself to be a super pretty woman. But really, she look like this. She's like typical old witch. What she does is she goes and makes sure that you have all of your spinning done before Christmas. If you have all of your wool that has been spun into yarn, then she leaves you gifts. But if not, she slits your belly. How do you like that? How you like old lady come in the house and just slit your belly open? There are some people who call her a straggle. It's very similar, but straggle just rip you apart. She don't slip your belly. She just start pulling off pieces of you. So if you have any weaving to do this year, make sure it's done before Christmas. You got to worry about people up in Iceland. Now this is another Iceland one. This is different. You may have heard this is Jólakatarín. Now Jólakatarín is giant cat. This big cat, big as house. And Jólakatarín, these walk around in the snow around Christmas. And if you are not wearing new clothes, they'll snatch you up and eat you whole. So that is, I think, why people like to give clothing at Christmas. You got to have new socks or new gloves or new shoes, something new, so the old Jólakatarín don't come up and just eat you alive. Iceland, they got some issues, I think. They also have, this is a Grilla. Now, Grilla is a mountain troll, this old lady mountain troll. And what she does is if you're a bad kid, she will put you in a stew and eat you for the next year. So you imagine every Christmas, she's got one big pot of soup, right? But Grilla, she doesn't work alone. She's also married. She is married to an ogre named Lepaludi. Now, he's pretty much stays up in the mountains enjoying the soup with her. But when he comes down, what he does is he looks to make sure your chimney is clean. If you don't have a clean chimney, he'll reach in and grab you up and take you back to make a soup too. I guess they like soup up in Iceland. I don't know. Now, they don't work alone now. They also have kids. Yes, it's family. They have kids. They are called these Yule lads. There are 13 kids that they send down every day before Christmas. They send one of their Yule lads down to come mess with you and make sure you're acting right. Now, first one, his name is Stiff Legs, and he goes and stomps through your house. Second one, the goofy name, his name is Gullygawk, but he comes in and he steals all the milk in the house. The third one, his name is Stubby. You don't even guess what Stubby does. Stubby steals all your cooking pans. I don't know, maybe they don't have enough cooking pans, but he'll take your frying pan or your George Foreman grill. He steals your pans. Next, he's a spoon licker. You can guess what he does. Then comes pot scraper. You can guess what he does. Then comes bowl licker. He come in and lick all the bowls in your house. Oh, right, it's kind of gross, but that's what he does. Then next day comes door slammer. He comes in and slams the door in your house. Now the next one is skyr gobbler. I don't even know what skyr was, but it's a kind of yogurt. He comes in and eats all the yogurt in your house. So if you got any Yoplait, you better hide it when skyr gobbler comes around. Next one, they send is sausage swiper. Now, I can't blame him. I like a good sausage, too. But he comes in and steals your sausage. Then, this one is creepy. His name is Window Peeper. Window Peeper comes in and he looks at you through the window, make sure you're not acting up. Can you imagine laying in bed and you look over, here's this little runt looking in your window, making sure you're acting right? Next one is weird. His name is Door Sniffer. But he doesn't sniff doors. He steals your bread. I don't know. I guess he gets hungry. Maybe he changed his career. I don't know. Next, he's the meat hook. He comes in and takes the meat off your off the fireplace. You know how you put a rod through like on a spit? He comes, takes the meat off and eats it. And then finally is candle beggar. He makes sure you have candles. If you don't have enough candles, he steals your candles. And then in the dark, here comes his mom and dad. Here comes Grilla and Lapaludi. They're going to scoop you up and put you in the soup. I kind of think Iceland needs to calm down a little bit, you know? At least in Sweden and Norway, they got something a little nicer looking. This is a tomte, or sometimes it's called nista. He look a lot kind of like what you think a lawn gnome would look like. A little red hat, he have a little lantern. But what he does is he goes around on Christmas and he tortures your animals. I know. Who wants that poor little goat just sitting in his little pen, and this little bugger's going to come up and start poking him with a stick? Good thing, though, is that you can keep him away by leaving out a bowl of pudding. I like pudding, too, to be honest. That'd keep me pretty quiet, too. Now, this is another weird one. This is a Marie Louise. This is a Welsh one. This is a head. It's a skull of a horse, but it's got a ghostly kind of drapey body like a sheet. And this one, I don't know what they're doing in Wales, but he'll come to your door and he will sing to you in rhyme. I know, he's like a rap battle. He comes to your door and he sings to you in rhyme, and you got to sing back to him in rhyme while he can't come in the house. And if you can't sing back to him in rhyme, he comes in and drinks all your booze. Yes, even that little bottle you keep in the bookcase no one's supposed to know about, he's going to find it. Look out for this one and learn how to rap. Okay, next, this is a French one. This is Hans Trap. Now, Hans Trap, the story goes, is he used to be a person, but he used black magic, and he made himself very rich. And all the people in town, they got mad at him, so they kicked him out. But when he got kicked out, he turned into a scarecrow. I know, he turned into a scarecrow. So what he does is he goes around, and if you're a bad kid and you see him on Christmas, he will grab you and turn you into a scarecrow. So you better act right, kids. You're going to be stuck out in the field all day. Okay, last one. This is Calicansaurus. It's hard name to pronounce, but it's Calicansaurus. This is a little creature. It's a little furry devil there in Greece and Serbia. Bosnia, down there, just below us, just below us in Romania. Keep going south. But these are mangy little devils, and they're only allowed out of hell for 16 days out of the year. And guess what? They're right before Christmas. I know. So what they do is they come out. Now, they can't go in the sun. But what they will do is they will be able to mimic your family. So they make his voice like your mom or your dad or your uncle or great aunt, whoever. They do voices outside. And if you go out to look and you're not careful, they'll dart in your house and lock the door. The good thing, though, is that they're kind of stupid. You could easily stop them. All you got to do is leave a colander in front of your front door, like his spaghetti drainer, a colander, has all those little tiny holes in it. Well, these stupid guys, they think they got to count. They got a little OCD to them. So they try to count all the holes. And since he's round, they don't know where they start. So they just keep counting like a moron. They just keep counting. But then when the sun comes up, then they burn and they got to go back to hell. So, they're dangerous, but they're real, real dumb. I hope that this is going to keep you guys a little safer, help you enjoy present time, help you enjoy everything you get to do for the holidays. Remember to tell your loved ones that you love them and get them something. Give them a hug, make them a shirt, buy them a gift, do anything. But most importantly, remember to have a good holiday. This is your old buddy Drago saying, Happy Holidays, my friends.
I wanted to wave back too. I had to say that twice.
I want to see Krampus. Well, as far as we know, Drago has told us that Krampus's name is Gary. I know we need to further discuss this with him.
Oh, by the way, hello, Nadine.
Hey, Nadine!
We're almost done.
Merry
here,
Christmas! But yeah, we're actually done. But, our friends over at Pride Combat had that wonderful message, and we had to share it. It's also up on our pages right now. And I have a little bit of their information right down there if you want to go check it out. Monsters is real.
Monsters is real.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. Merry Christmas. It will be that soon here.
Shitter's full.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful holiday.
Bye.